Welcome to the screencast for QuePort for SharePoint. The topic today, Search Center with FAST ESP. A common scenario for using SharePoint is the need to integrate other third-party search engines like FAST ESP to be able to access other content sources and indexes to make the content available to the end user. With QuePort for SharePoint, it's pretty simple to integrate FAST ESP as additional search engine. How this can be done and be used for the Search Center, I will show in the next minutes. First, I created a web part page as basis for the Search Center. But before I'm able to see any kind of content, I need to create the needed search use cases. To do so, I go to Site Settings. Here, I choose the QuePort use cases. I've already created a test use case that I want to use now. As I can see, I still have selected the SharePoint Search Service. With QuePort for SharePoint, I can simply in the drop-down list switch to FAST ESP. And immediately I can see that I get additional settings. Those settings I'm now going to complete. I'm now choosing a name for this use case that I need to remember since I'll need it for my web parts. I have additional settings, like for example linguistic settings, that I could adjust, but that I will skip for this webcast. We need to save it and are going back to our web parts page, where I can now use the new use case. So what does it need for the configuration of a search center? For sure I need input. I therefore simply select via QuePort for SharePoint the relevant web part and add it to the page. Before I add additional web parts, I will configure this one. To do so, I first select the use case that I've just created. I change the number of hits and save it. To be able to see the search results, I obviously need a web part that shows me the results. To do so, I select the QuePort result display and add it to the web parts page. First thing I'm now going to do is to connect the result display with the search input, and immediately I will see that I get the result list coming from FAST ESP. To be able to have a better user experience, I can now add additional web parts, for example the result navigation. I can simply arrange it via drag and drop. This one I also have to connect with the search input. Now I can select my wanted navigator in the result navigation web part. I am choosing author as a filter. After confirming, I now can see a list of authors that are part of my search result list. I am now adding a second navigator that I also have to connect with the search input. This time I select countries as an additional filter. If I'm going to use filters for my search results, I will also need the QuePort breadcrumb so that I can see which filters I have selected. Also this one I have to connect with the search input, and I could adjust possible settings. Okay, so now I'm basically finished with the configuration of my search center. So I'll close the configuration part. Now I can see my search center with the result list and my navigators, and I can filter my results with author and country navigator. And I will see the filtered result list. So you can see, it's pretty simple to connect FAST ESP to SharePoint. Aside this example, QuePort for SharePoint offers a lot more functionality for the configuration of a search center. I can, for example, change the layout, can add additional navigators, and a lot more. So QuePort for SharePoint will ensure that information finds you.